Children, today we will be discussing about the sum of n terms of an arithmetic progression. In the last class, we have studied about how to calculate the nth term of the arithmetic progression, and today we will discuss how to find the sum of the arithmetic progression. Let's discuss the formula first. Suppose A stands for the first term of the sequence, common difference of the sequence stands as D, n is the number of terms of the sequence, and n is the last term or the nth term of the sequence. Suppose we represent the sequence as a plus d, a plus 2d, and so on. So the last term will be L, and the second last term will be L minus d, and the term before this will be L minus 2d, right? So this is the arithmetic sequence, general sequence that we have studied in last class. So when we represent this sequence, making the last term as the first term, okay, and the second last term as the second term, we can write that this same sequence as this in this manner also. Now when we add these two sequences, now you can see this S and S will become 2S, right? A plus L will be A plus L, and A plus D plus L minus D will be, this D will be get cancelled here. Again we get A plus L. A plus 2D plus L minus 2D. So here 2D will get cancelled, plus minus 2D will get cancelled. Again we'll get A plus L. Similarly, in all the terms we get same term as A plus L, same expression A plus L. Now how many times A plus L is written here? N times, because these are n terms, right? So now if we add A plus L 2 times, it will be 2A plus L. If we add A plus L 3 times, it will be 3 into A plus L. Now if we add A plus L n times, so this results n A plus L. Clear, children? Now the expression that we have obtained is 2s equals to n times of A plus L. When we cross multiply 2 here, so the formula for sum of arithmetic progression will be n by 2 A plus L, when n is the number of terms, A is the first term, and L is the last term of the progression. Clear to all of you, children? Now we'll take this formula one step further, and we say that the last term is the nth term of the sequence. We know the formula for finding the nth term of the sequence, which is A plus n minus 1 into D. Right, children? So when we substitute the value of L as A plus n minus 1 into D in this formula, the sum formula, what we'll get? A plus n minus 1 into D into n by 2. Now A plus A will get 2A. So the formula for finding the sum of arithmetic sequence will be n by 2, 2A plus n minus 1 into D. Right, children? So this also represents the sum of n terms of arithmetic sequence. So these are the two formulas which we will use for solving the sums and finding the sum of arithmetic progression. Right, children? Note down, please. Now, children, let's discuss a sum in which the question says how many terms of the arithmetic progression 24, 21, 18 must be taken so that their sum is 78. That means the sequence is given, progression is given, and the sum of this progression is given 78. That means for how many terms must be taken from this progression so that the sum of 78 can be obtained. From the given sequence we can obtain the information, as we can see that the first term of the sequence is 24. Common difference we can calculate by subtracting second term from first term from second term, T2 minus T1, which will be minus 3, and the sum of n terms is given 78. We know the formula for sum of arithmetic progression, Sn equals to n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Now substitute the value. Sn is 78, first term is 24, and common difference is minus 3. Minus 3 multiplied inside, minus 3 and plus 3, this 2 cross multiplied here, 156. We get 48 plus 3, 51, and multiplied in this bracket, 51 and minus 3n square. When we transfer this both the sum, that side will get equation, quadratic equation, 3n square minus 51n plus 56 equals to 0. We take 3 common and cross multiply to 0, it will become 0. Now the equation will be n square minus 17n plus 52. We have to split the middle term. We are factorizing the quadratic equation. We have studied quadratic equation, children, right children? Now we are splitting this midterm so that the product is plus 52n square and the sum is minus 17n, right? So the terms will be minus 13n and minus 4n. When we add, we'll get minus 17. When we multiply, we get plus 52n square. We take n common from here, minus 4 common from here. Now the factorized form will be n minus 3 and n minus 4. So when we equate n minus 13 equals to 0, we get n equals to 13. When we get n minus 4 equals 0, we get n equals to 4. So the number of terms will be 13 or 4. So the sum of 13 terms will be also 78 and the sum of 4 terms will also be 78. Right children? Note down please. Let's discuss another sum, children. In this sum, the question states find the sum of all natural numbers between 250 and 1000 which are divisible by 9. The numbers are between 250 and 1000. Which is the number, the smallest number which is greater than 250 and divisible by 9? It is 252. We can easily calculate, right children? And the next number will be 261 and so on. And which is the last number which is divisible by 9? Before 1000, it is 999. Okay. This is the last number which is less than 1000 and which is divisible by 9 as well. So we have obtained the arithmetic progression. Now we have to find the sum of this arithmetic progression. From the progression we can say that the first term is 252. The common difference is 9. The nth term is 999. So from this nth term we calculate the value of n. Nth term formula is a plus n minus 1 into d. Right children? When we substitute the value of a and d here, we know a is 252 and d is 9. Transfer 252 that side. Multiply 9 inside the bracket. It will be 9 into n minus 1. Minus these two terms will get 747. Cross multiply this 9 here. This 9 will be cross multiplied. N minus 1 equals to 83. Transfer this minus 1 that side. 83 plus 1 will be 84. That means the number of terms 84 in the given arithmetic progression. Right children? That means there are 84 terms between 250 and 1000 which are divisible by 9. Now we have to calculate the sum of these terms, right? So the formula for finding the sum of arithmetic sequence is Sn equals to n by 2 a plus l. A is the first term and l is last term. We know both the terms and the number of terms is 84. So it will be, when we substitute the value, 84 upon 2 equals to 252 into 999. Right? 252 into 999 is 1251. Into 42 we'll get this value. 52542. So this is the sum of all the terms which are divisible by 9 and lying between 250 and 1000. Right children? Note down please. Let's discuss another sum, children. In this sum the question states as the sum of n natural numbers is 5n square plus 4n. Find the 8th term. Okay. The sum of n natural numbers is 5n square plus 4n and find the 8th term. Children, natural numbers form an AP, we know, right? So the sum of the numbers which is given as 5n square plus 4n. Now if we put n equals to 1, we get sum of the first number. That means the first term. When we put n equals to 1, we get 9, right? When we put n equals to 2, in place of n, if you put 2, we get the sum of two numbers. That means the sum of first term and second term. That will be 28. That means if we have to calculate the second term of the sequence, we have to subtract the sum of two terms minus sum of one term. So when we subtract, this is what? Sum of two terms. This is the first term. From sum of two terms, if we subtract the first term, we'll get the second term. Right children? Similarly, if we put n equals to 3 here in the sum of n term formula, we get the sum of 3 terms. And from the sum of 3 terms, if we subtract the sum of 2 terms, we get the third term. Third term will be 29. So from here we can say that the required sequence, required arithmetic progression will be 9, 19, 29 and so on. From here we can see that the first term is 9. Common difference is 17 minus 9 or 29 minus 19, same as 10. Now this is an AP. The formula for finding the 8th term of the AP will be A plus 7D. Right? A is 9 and D is 10. So when you put the values and simplify, we'll get the sum of, the 8th term as 79. Right, children? Keep this point in mind that for obtaining second term, we have to subtract the sum of two terms minus sum of one term. For obtaining third term, we have to subtract the sum of three terms minus sum of two terms. Right? So the answer will be 79. Note down, please.